In the dimly lit basement, the witch's incantations echo through the night as Sophia is bound to a stone bed, struggling in agony. A burst of white light erupts from within her, taking the form of a wolf, then turns into smoke and enters Shirley's body. Sophia faints, and a purple glow flickers in Shirley's eyes. Anthony gently strokes Shirley, telling her that completing the ritual will ensure safety.
Darling, you'll both be much safer after the ritual next year.
A year later, in Sophia's cramped and dim room, she stands in front of an old mirror wearing a tattered apron. The mirror reflects the image of a thin, gray wolf. Zoe's voice congratulates her on her 18th birthday, and Sophia excitedly looks forward to freedom and meeting her mate. In stark contrast, Shirley's luxurious room is where Sophia kneels to scrub the floor. The sound of Shirley and Gordon flirting comes from outside. Sophia hides behind the curtains, witnessing the intimacy between Gordon and Shirley. Gordon suddenly stops, sensing someone, and discovers Sophia. The clock strikes midnight, interrupting Sophia's awkward explanation. A red light flickers on Sophia's hand, and the same glow appears on Gordon's hand. Sophia is shocked to realize that Gordon might be her mate.
Mate?
In Shirley's room, amidst the tense atmosphere of the night, Shirley rages at Sophia for her inability to summon the wolf, roughly pushing her to the ground and kicking her. Gordon joins in the humiliation, contemptuously suggesting to treat Sophia as a sex toy, while Shirley mocks Sophia's incompetence. In her anger, Sophia rejects Gordon, and their mate marks disappear under the special effects, causing Sophia to be injured. Disgusted by her rejection, Gordon abandons her on the ground, wipes the blood with a rag, and throws it back at her. Shirley coldly orders Sophia to prepare for the upcoming ceremony, showing contempt for her survival. In the basement, Anthony performs a ritual while both daughters are unconscious, stabbing Shirley in the chest with a dagger carved with strange patterns. Seizing her power, Shirley wakes up in shock, only to be brutally suppressed by Anthony, who enjoys the power he draws from his daughter, rejuvenating himself. After the ceremony, Anthony orders to dispose of Shirley's body, and Sophia is taken away by two men in black, disappearing into the darkness. Sophia is found in the darkness as a pair of mysterious black shoes enters the frame, stopping beside her, adding a touch of mystery to the plot. This episode showcases the intricate relationships and impending conflicts among the characters through internal family power struggles and betrayals.
For the glory of the Walpole family, nothing shall be forbidden.
Dispose of it.
Sophia traversed the forest at night, only to discover Shirley's body exposed under the cold moonlight, a horrifying sight that filled her with terror. Gordon's sudden appearance wrongfully accused her of being the murderer. Facing Gordon's anger and violence, Sophia vehemently denied the allegations, but under his brutal treatment, she was forced to the edge of a cliff. In despair, she chose to jump off the cliff to escape the false accusation. In the infirmary of the Silver Moon tribe, Sophia awoke from her horror. Gently soothed by Vera, Bernard, the tribe's alpha, scrutinized Sophia with a stern demeanor, the red glow on the back of his hand hinting at a possible mysterious connection between them. Bernard indifferently inquired about Sophia's identity, expressing doubt about her origins.
Be afraid, you're in the Silver Moon Pack now, you're safe. This is our Alpha Bernard.
You're not human. Who are you? Which pack do you belong to?
Sophia sat nervously on the hospital bed, her eyes filled with unease. In a soft voice, she introduced herself as a stray wolf named Sophia. Bernard's expression turned very serious upon hearing this. When Sophia raised her hand due to pain, A faint red light flickered on the back of her hand, and Vera was shocked to realize that Sophia's mate was nearby. Lennon was excited about the second chance Bernard might get, but Bernard coldly indicated that he did not intend to accept it, especially after learning that Sophia was a stray wolf. Sophia looked at Bernard firmly and calmly asked him if he really wanted to refuse her, and Bernard confirmed his intention with a blank expression. Vera worriedly reminded Bernard that if he refused Sophia, she might be in danger of losing her life due to the loss of strength. Sophia calmly accepted all of this, saying she had already tasted rejection. Ignoring her own pain, she prepared to leave, her upper body wrapped in a bandage that was seeping blood. In the hospital room, Sophia was determined to leave, despite the worried looks on Vera and Lennon's faces. Bernard, however, coldly ordered her to leave only after her injuries had improved to avoid dying in his tribe, and then turned and left. 3 days later, on the night of the full moon, Bernard paced anxiously in his office. Under the special effects, the red light on the back of his hand became brighter, seemingly resonating with his emotions. He angrily swung his arm, and finally decided to leave the office. Bernard came to the door of Sophia's ward, and saw Lennon and Sophia talking and laughing, with complex emotions surging in his heart. He interrupted their conversation, using the excuse of strengthening the patrol of the Alps to make Lennon leave. Lennon left with worry, and Bernard walked to Sophia's bedside. Sophia insisted on leaving, and despite the difficulty, she tried to put on her clothes. Bernard caught a glimpse of the bruises on her body and was moved. When Sophia twisted in pain due to the action of putting on jeans, Bernard instinctively held her, and the contact between the two made the red light even brighter. Bernard's hand slowly moved down, approaching Sophia's waist, and Sophia was so nervous that she dared not move. His face gradually approached the side of her neck, and at this moment, the ambiguous atmosphere between the two reached its peak. In the hospital room, amidst the tense atmosphere of the night, Sophia felt embarrassed by Bernard's proximity, and gently reminded him that her pants were not yet properly worn. Bernard's movements faltered. Then he looked up, his arms still protectively around Sophia. At that moment, Vera suddenly pushed the door open, clutching the medical records in her hand, and her arrival interrupted the standoff between the two. Vera noticed the peculiarity between them, and Sophia hurriedly fastened her jeans, trying to cover her awkward expression with a light smile despite the embarrassment. Vera's confusion turned serious, insisting that Sophia needed rest and should not act rashly. She turned to Bernard and pointed out the importance of the mate bond for Sophia's recovery. Bernard seemed unnatural, but he agreed to let Sophia stay, and instructed Vera to take her to buy loose clothing the next day. His departure seemed to foreshadow some decision, and Vera's mysterious smile and questions to Sophia hinted at deeper implications. Outside Bernard's castle, the arrival of Gordon and Richard foretold an impending storm. Gordon's arrogance and his inspection of the castle, along with his recollections of past grudges with Bernard, all indicated that significant events were about to unfold.